be competitive in this game, you have to have holdovers. That's the key. You need 2, 3, 4-year-old holdover birds to a veteran team to have a World Cup team, world-class team. It's like the difference between rookies and veterans. The veterans, you know what you're going to get almost every time. Rookies are kind of hit and miss. And it takes a long time. If you think you're going to be competitive with the first-year birds, you're a rookie, basically. You got to have holdovers. These are my 3 kit boxes that I fly out of. I built these 1 to 3 back in 2020, and they work real well. And 4 and 5 are for my holdover, my comp teams. I separate cocks and hens when I fly. When I house them, they fly together though. But I built these kit boxes with the lockdown in mind, and let me show you why. Basically, like when I fly season starts here in like middle of March, beginning of April, when I start training for the World Cup. But so these birds basically sit in here from September all the way to May. So this gives them a chance to exercise, and you can give them a bath and stuff, and they stay very, very healthy. I like my birds, fairly small, a single tail, small wing, nice little tail. I don't think that birds can get too small if they're strong. There's a difference between being small and weak, or small and strong, but I like them just like little wedges. This hen right here, this one was in my World Cup team in 2017. I scored 552 points. I was the top U.S. flyer, and I came in 4th in the world that year in 2017. He flew for about 3 months. This guy here is excellent. He's like I think he's a 17. He should be a stock bird, but I don't need any. They're going to be more important now in the air than in stock, because they're just going to sit. This guy here he's into the spin here. He's a youngster last year, and the guy was actually in my World Cup team. This cock right here, excellent cock bird, but I'm gonna put him, see if I can get him back in the air. I need something that's gonna score now for this year in some of these flies I'm going to be in. Just hopefully I don't lose them. After the fly season, pick the best cock and the best hen, just a pair, and put them away. This way, at least you got something that will carry over. But every year, just try to be a stickler, the best cock and best hen, and you'll get way better results that way. Nothing's guaranteed in this hobby, but at least you've seen them in the air. It's not on paper, like with pedigrees. All these birds right here, this family I built, is basically on their own merit. I don't even have pedigrees. I don't even care about pedigrees. It's basically what I've witnessed in the air, and we'll make it in my stock loft, and then they're air tested here, and that's to me, I think that's the best way to establish a good working family of pigeons. I mean, every family's different, but as it comes to color, I mean, I wouldn't say the recessive reds roll any better than the darks. I really don't think it really makes a difference in my family of birds. I haven't seen a difference, but when you do see a fast, high velocity spinner, if it's a dark check, they just seem, I don't know if it's just the illusion, but they just seem a little faster, the darker colored birds. But I try to color balance, and I do it with the eye also. I like to breed a pearl to orange. It's just for richness. I don't think it really makes a difference, but I know it makes a difference with the color, with the feathers. You know, the lighter colored bird, you're going to have a softer feather versus a harder feather, red check or blue check. You know, so you want to kind of balance that way. But I try not to balance. I try to complement each other as when I pair birds together. I'm not trying to compensate 30 foot to 10 foot. I'm just trying to put the best two birds I have together. And but there's no guarantee. You gotta fly for two seasons. That's the main thing, because you have kid birds that are tip top shape for the fly season. Then you lock them down. They get out of shape for 5 months. If that bird can come back and perform even better than it did its first year, those are the type of birds you want to strive for to produce. In 2 or 3 years in that same fashion. I put a red spiral. Once they're in the spin, then that's how I just identify them. I'll put a red spiral on them, and then the following year I can just kind of put them together, cocks and hens, whatever I have, the best 20, and I just fly together, but then I house them together. The only time that I'm housing together is when they're their first year, when they're not driving yet, but after that you gotta separate them. You're gonna have big problems. Come in and we'll check out some of these. These are my breeders in here. Come on in. Enter on your own risk. No. Everything that I've stocked, I've flown for 2 years. So they've all been flown. So it just gives you a little more reassurance that they've been flown, and it's not guaranteed that they're going to reproduce themselves, but it's I rather do it that way than any other way than pedigrees, definitely. I'm going to breed a color rush team. It's going to be all yellows, and this is the first year I've done it. I never really mess with I don't consider yellows color birds. It's not like opals or white bars. These are just, I think they're in the realm of Birmingham Rollers, but I didn't know these birds carry dilute. They come from I'll show you the two cocks. They're red check, but so I'm excited to see what happens there. I didn't have to bring anything new in. These are off my main stock birds, so I have no doubt they're going to perform. These are the two that started at my family. These are my main breeders. This is 1554. He produces high velocity spin, and I didn't know he carried the dilute. And this is his son. He's a spitting image of him. I've got some great birds off those. But that's what started my yellows right there. From Ruben Solorio in Tennessee, sent me this hen back like 5 years ago. An outstanding hen. Is she nice? I mean, look at the type. People say, look at the type feather. I mean, that's a Birmingham Roller, baby. This is a little something I built, I made this like 20 years ago. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but it's actually a real good learning tool. You can visually see what people are explaining when the performance of the variation of different roles or wing position on birds. What you're striving for is at least H and better. comp day, that's what I put my birds in, and I take them out in the front yard and put it on the ground and release them that way. That's how I fly my birds. This is what I train my bird when I fly competition. I put them in this box right here, and the reason why I do that, with these boxes here, if I let them out here, they come out of the kit box blind, and for Cooper, they just don't have a very good chance. So what I have them trained now, that I box them out on competition day, and I take them out to the front yard, in my front yard, and then I release them out of the box, and they just come up, boom, and it's safer for them. And I've been flying this way for 15 years. I really like coming out of a box like this. Randy Gibson was a big player with this also.